Hey, good morning. I'm excited to talk about this. Um, is there still a way to invest in gold? Now, I have been looking at other means to do that for a while, and if you lost out on the buying gold and silver coins thing, or even if you haven't and you do have them, I think that this is a really viable alternative to doing that. And I'm excited about it because it's a different take and on the whole thing. And I just thought of this last week, and it's not that it's an original thought. I mean, there are a lot of people that are way ahead of me on this, I'm sure. I know so. But I've been ruminating about how do we invest in gold when we can't find any gold, which is for a lot of the country the way that it is right now in terms of walking into a gold shop and buying a gold or even silver coins. As a matter of fact, silver seems to be of even more want right now. So I, only you could very well be one of those people who didn't invest, because there's only about 10 or 11% of the population who has ever thought that that was a good idea, or at least in modern times. And of course, we had government people like Bernanke, gold is a barbarous relic. Yeah, well, that's because the central banks wanted to buy as much as they could when the price was low. So they keep it low, and then they also bomb it so that it goes low so they can buy more. And that's actually the way things work. So I've been thinking about this problem for myself. I'm not an investment advisor. This is my own thinking about what I could do. So here we go. If you could walk into, there are probably some places where you still can, but I don't know where they are. And you wanted to buy just a 10th ounce gold coin. And that means a coin the size of a dime. Right now, gold is over $5,000 an ounce. And so that coin is not only going to cost you $500 plus, but on top of that, you're going to pay the dealer extra so that you can, for the privilege of buying that coin. So you might pay, $50, $100, because that's just the way that works. So it's always a good option if you can find it. But if you don't have that much money, you don't have $500 to plunk down on a coin, say. About 5 or 6 years ago, one of my kids was talking to me about crypto, and I said what most people say, well, it's just blips on a screen, it's not real. Well, guess what, kids? Most of the money that circulates between banks is blips on a screen. Not only that, but Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1971, and that made our currency fiat. And what fiat means is that it's not really linked to anything of value. Now, they gave us the whole story about Saudi Arabian oil, and that was the petrodollar. I don't know if probably a lot of you never even heard that before. And so they kind of made it okay, and they said there were speculators in the market, and that they were going to stop allowing countries to cash in their gold reserves with because countries were coming, and the world was shaky, and they were coming and saying to our central bank, well, give us our gold back because you've been holding it for us. And so the powers that be did not want that to happen, so they closed the gold window. Oh, they were going to open it back up. Well, no, they didn't. That was 1971. So now, what do we do if we can't find gold coins or silver coins even? And I don't know about crypto and silver. I have to look into that. I'll let you know. But what I am excited about is that you can go to crypto.com, CRYPTO.com, and that's a very large crypto exchange. And you can, with your phone, get an account, set it up to a card, and to your bank account or to a debit card or whatever, and you can go on crypto.com and buy any kind of crypto coin that you want. Now, I personally always stay with the most established and largest. I think it's a waste of time to try to figure out. There's so many crypto coins, and most of them are pretty much worthless. So in terms of crypto, I just stick with Bitcoin. Like, I don't even bother with anything else. I did have Ethereum for a while, but I sold that and put it in Bitcoin because I don't have very much. We're not talking a big player here at all. But I think it's a great idea, and I don't think crypto's ever going to go away. And it is more private, and you can do this from your phone. So what I realized a few weeks ago, I heard about, there's a crypto coin called Tether, and it deals with the United States dollar, and it's been around for a long time, and it's considered to be really good and really stable. And when I went on crypto, I could not find, so then I heard that there's a Tether Gold, and the Tether Gold is, the symbol is XAUT. And when you go on crypto.com, it may not come up. You have to go to the search bar and type it in so that one comes up. And that is 1-to-1 with gold. Tether Gold is 1-to-1 with gold. Now there's also there's like at least three stable gold coins, and another one's called PAX, PAX. Do your due diligence, read about these people, figure out if you want to do something like this. But the beauty of buying in crypto is that you can buy any amount. In other words, you don't have to go plunk down $500 and pay an extra fee. You can buy the Tether Gold coin, and you can buy $25 worth, which is not very much, but you could buy 100 or whatever you can afford in that moment. I don't know, I've not done it, so I don't know if I will, but I haven't yet. I don't know if there's a minimum or if it's such a small amount that they don't want to do that. But anyway, a small amount. You don't have to do the 500 or whatever. So what I'm going to do is at some point, and I have not yet, as I said, is I'm going to go, because I would still like to invest in gold, but I can't because it's too expensive. So I'm going to do this, and the beauty of it is that it's much more accessible, and eventually I think that we will have cards, and crypto does have a Visa card, and so what you can do is sell some crypto, and I've never done that, and put it on the card, and then you can go out and spend it like a debit card, right? So it's becoming more and more convenient. So those are my thoughts on that, and I do want to remind you also, if you want to check the price, the spot price, which means what it's going at on the exchange, you can go to Kitco, KITCO, spot, and put in gold or silver, and on the moment price of either one of those will come up on kitco.com, and that's where I always look when you know, I go through phases where I'm more interested than in others. Right now, I'm pretty interested because I think it's going to go way up. And you can see on US debt clock, just type in US debt clock and then gold and silver in the search engine, US debt clock, gold and silver. And what will come up is the amounts that countries have of gold and silver, and down towards the bottom, it shows the ratio of what the US dollar is worth and where it should be to gold and silver. And you will find that the silver price is over $1,100 an ounce. So that means that's at least where it's going to. And the gold price is well over $9,000 an ounce. So right now it's 5, so it's going to at least almost double. And that could be this year, maybe next year. But I think that you will know that it's reached a very good level when the government decides to actively audit the Fed, and at that point, probably, this is my guess, having only to do with the fact that I've been watching all this for about 20 years, and so, but my guess is as good as anybody's, really. I mean, I'm not a investment. I don't advise people to do this or that. I'm just telling you my thoughts and what I intend to do. So I'm really excited about this because that means that if you buy XAUT, it's stable and you're essentially investing in gold, but in a way that it's going to be much easier to use. You won't have to go down and sell a whole coin if you need money. You'll have this digital gold, which will make it a lot simpler in a lot of ways. So anyway, I hope you like that information. I'm really excited about it. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.